And if those guys, like you were mentioning, Cleve Dean and probably Richard Lupkis as well back in the day, if they knew that, like today's arm wrestlers, that they can make a living out of arm wrestling, they will be pushing it more harder, which will increase their level, and maybe dabbling with the performance enhancement even more. Which takes me to my next question, which is steroids. You have expressed your take on it. You have said it many times that it is not going to make you, it is not going to turn you into a great arm wrestler. It has minimal effect. This is what I got from you. But what I think is missing in what you said, and I kind of disagree with it, because you did not mention the other part. When we give performance enhancement drugs to an already accomplished arm wrestler, like let's say if a natural guy, let's assume Ongar Bayev is 100% natural arm wrestler. He's a world champion in his weight category. Now, if he dives deep into that steroids thing, then what do you think? How much gains he can make from that? Because you, of course, you have also mentioned that you were also completely natural till 40, 41 years of age, which further intensifies like the dominance that you had, the legacy you had, doing what you did while being natural, which is amazing. So you didn't mention that part where already trained arm wrestlers, when they take that route, like how good they can be.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different levels that I don't can't even grasp. But to me, it's not the key. I mean, even if you could only if you can gain 2% over your ability or 3%, I mean, yes, it's a silly argument to say that they don't help a little bit, but the strength gain that you get from it isn't going to make or break you as what's going to make you a great arm wrestler. You have to have that ligament and that bone structure and that those tendons and the commitment, long-term commitment to have that framework to be a formidable arm wrestler. Yes, I mean, if you're willing to up PEDs and gain 10, 20, I mean, some guys have gained hundreds of pounds. I don't know how that's possible. But I think really they're not that much different than what they were. I mean, yes, we can go into the discussion that it affects them mentally and gives them confidence and does this, that, and the other, and all those things. Yes, I could say it's probably completely true, but really, when it comes right down to it, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the thing with arm wrestling is I don't know if there's really even a science behind how to get that framework built, how to get those tendons stronger and that structure to be able to take that twisting motion, because we got a lot of great arm wrestlers that don't have a lot of meat on the bone. You don't have a lot of muscle, and I don't know if PEDs are all about blowing up those muscle bellies and getting a little extra water and a little bit extra strength. I don't know if that makes a whole hell of a lot of difference, and sometimes I feel like it's a negative, right? I mean, you got guys that aren't on anything that can arm wrestle over and over and over again and don't ever seem to get blown up and have great endurance, and they take a few little things to try to boost themselves up, and all of a sudden it's like being on a high dose of creatine, and they one match and they're like pillow boys and numbed up and they can't arm wrestle anymore. So I don't know what the the perfect formula is. I'm not sure anybody does. Well, obviously some people think that other people have figured it out, but I don't.
Yeah, I think there is one argument which I think you also made in the past, is that if a lightweight or anyone who competes in a weight category, if he takes steroids, maybe he's a 70 kg guy, he's dominant in his class naturally, then those steroids may turn him into a 80 kg guy. He may have gained a lot of strength, but then the level becomes higher and he's still equally competitive, equally what he was in 70 kg. But with that logic, maybe the super heavyweights can benefit a lot from that,
Yeah,
because
of
they
course.
do not have to cut.
If you're willing to be a super huge guy, and that's what you want in your life, to be a massive guy, and you don't care about weight or quality of life away from arm wrestling, then yeah, I guess then it makes sense just to go for bro and do
Yeah.
whatever. But I mean, for the rest of the world, I mean, the other 95% of the people that are trying to make their lives enjoyable away from arm wrestling and don't want to turn into that, then it's there's a
Yeah.
trade-off.
And of course, I do not have enough knowledge about this because my knowledge is just coming from talking with arm wrestlers who have taken stuff and just imagining things. But if I were to make a guess, I think the reality could be somewhere between what you are mentioning, that it can give you maybe 5% gain, and what guys like RVJ are mentioning. RVJ was one day saying that if Levant didn't take anything, he would be smaller than me, which is
It's
absolutely
completely
false.
completely untrue.
So I think it can be somewhere in the middle, maybe towards you, what you are saying, towards that side. So next question, John. Who is Sap the Bee?